My brother does some really creepy stuff, and I'm done with him. We have a brother that's a 27 male and OP who's a 21 female. Original post December 1st, 2016. Hey Reddit, I'm desperate. My brother is really, really creepy. Like, really fucking creepy to the point where I look at him and I have serial killer thoughts. Then I realize what I'm thinking and I feel guilty. Yesterday, for example, he picked me up at the uni and was supposed to take me to the mall because I needed to buy some things. I realized the route was different and I asked him where he was going. He didn't say anything. I kept asking where we were going because I knew we were far away from the uni and he was driving faster and faster, and I told him to stop, but he wouldn't. Then he casually went back to the mall. I got out of the car and said he didn't need to drive me back. He just went away. Sometimes on holidays I'll be alone and he'll stand behind me and scare me. I told him multiple times to stop. He didn't. He's been doing it since we were kids. Sometimes I would wake up and see him standing in front of me while I slept. Okay, Edward Cullen, what the fuck? Last Thanksgiving, I was sleeping and woke up to him sitting on the edge of my bed, speaking French? In parentheses, question mark, 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 question mark. Sometimes he'll show up at my college and ask to talk to me. I'll get off class and then he'll just say it was nothing and go away. Sometimes I see his car parked at my boyfriend's house. I don't understand it. I'm done with him. What can I do? I'm curious what OP's parents think about this. Like, have you talked to your parents and been like, hey, you need to fucking get your son under control. He's doing some weird shit. Also, does bro just like not have a job? Like, what is he doing that he can be around a 21-year-old as much as she's kind of explaining him to be around her? Like, bro's 27. I might not be the best person to hear this from because I make YouTube videos, but bro, get a job. What are you doing? Why are you following your 21-year-old sister around town and like creeping her out? Speaking French is so creepy. Call the police immediately. No one should be speaking that disgusting language. Y'all got jokes today. Okay. What the fuck is up with France today? No, for real, bro. What up with you French people? Someone waking me up speaking French seems like the worst sleep paralysis ever. Part of the reason I want to know, like, have you talked about this with your parents is like, if your parents aren't doing anything, I think that's when you create a hard boundary of like, I'm not coming home anymore and I'm not interacting with you guys. Like, this genuinely is unsettling and he's acting really, really, really weird. Until you guys like get him under control or at least crack down on him, I'm not coming home. This is like a danger to OP. There are some relevant comments here and I really want to read these because hopefully maybe OP answers some of the questions that I had. The first relevant comment is, OP, you need to start answering questions so we can help you. Questions like, where are your parents and what do they think of his behavior? Has he been evaluated? Do you ever feel threatened? Sexualized? Does he do this with anyone else? Help us out here. Give us something back. OP responded to that saying, hey, I'm here. I'm sorry for not answering earlier. I ended up sleeping. Anyways, yes, when I was a little girl, I used to tell my parents about my brother going over to my bedroom and scaring me. My parents would talk to him and say it's absolutely not okay to do that, but he wouldn't listen to them. My parents also took him to a therapist when he was a kid to see if there was something going on, but no, nothing. He kept doing it as I grew up, except that he became creepier. Like the things I mentioned in the post. There was one occasion where I was on a trip in another country and he showed up at the same place I was. Instead of being excited by his presence, I was just so tired about it. So I asked him, what are you doing here? And he said, I'm just enjoying France. You're the only one who can appreciate this beauty? I couldn't do anything, so I ended up accepting it. He does have a girlfriend and no, he doesn't act that way with her. He doesn't act this way with anyone. He has a good job. I don't live with my parents, nor does he. I mean, I also feel like OP didn't respond to most of these. Even the first question about the parents, I feel like I didn't really get a definite answer. Like, from the sounds of it, it sounds like your parents were like, hey, stop. And then when he didn't, they were like, but I also don't know because it was just like one instance. It was like one instance when they were kids. There's so much here that's vague. Another commenter replied to that saying, wait a second, this dude shows up randomly while you're in France out of nowhere and just seems to bump into you. That's some next level shit right there, OP. Did you tell your parents about this issue in particular? OP replied, I did. My parents were disappointed that he was still doing that and told me they were going to talk to him. It happened in March too, not so long ago. It's just so unnecessary. Like, why the hyperfixation on the sister? Why show up to France to like intrude on your sister's trip? It's so weird. Like, there's no logical reason for this. He has to be off his rocker, right? I don't think there's an answer here. Before we get into the final update, what do y'all say? Does the girlfriend look like his sister? That's a great question. Maybe he's mad because she ruined the only child dynamic and is behaving like an actual psychopath. Like, because I was thinking that too, but it's like, if you're jealous of your sibling, like there has to be some sort of unhealthy fixation on OP, right? Because if you're 27 and you're still mad about ruining the only child dynamic, like at that point, you just got to get over it, right? You guys don't even live with your parents anymore. Yeah, you would stay away from her, I would think. That's what I'm thinking, Molly. Update, December 7th, 2016, 6 days later. I talked to my parents and told them I was tired of my brother's behavior and that they should do something. Otherwise, I wouldn't be going home anymore. Cool. Right answer, just like I was saying. They said I was being too extreme and that he would stop eventually. He's 27 and he hasn't stopped, but he'll stop eventually? The fuck are you talking about, bro? But that shit has been going on since we were kids and I knew he wasn't going to stop, so I gave them an ultimatum. They would talk to my brother and my brother would stop, or the three of them could have a nice life. My parents talked to him after all. My brother refused to get evaluated at first. He was really upset. He went over to my dorm and tried to choke me. He screamed at me. Then he tried to choke me. Then he realized what he was doing and started crying and apologizing. Someone called the cops because my brother tried to kill himself afterwards. Anyways, everything is okay now. I mean, not everything. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia. He didn't get a full written report because it's been a week and it takes time, but that was the feedback and diagnoses. I'm going to be okay. I just want to say thank you for all the advice and stuff. You know, I appreciate it a lot. Okay, y'all, I know like 0% about schizophrenia, but how does that correlate with stalking your sister? Well, I guess maybe it's like someone's telling him to stalk OP. So yeah, maybe, okay, JK. I actually do see the correlation. OP just didn't elaborate on it, but putting it together. But why does he only act weird towards his sister? That's a great question, Stark. I actually don't know. Maybe it's a hyperfixation or a trigger. Maybe. I'm massively confused, honestly. Could be that he feels safer around the sister, so he's not on his guard / running his behavior through social filters. Oh, interesting. So he wants to be around her all the time because his schizophrenia isn't as bad? I don't know if that one actually makes sense. That would actually make sense, him speaking in French. There's probably like a French voice that's telling him to do stuff, or I don't know. Yeah, schizophrenia is wild and terrifying. I met a guy, a creator, who like posts videos about like schizophrenia awareness or whatever, and some of the stuff that he posts like about it or like his experiences with it is scary, bro. Chat, let me look at these final comments here. Somebody said, so how will your relationship be with your brother now? OP said, I'm not sure. He's getting treatment now after 27 years and it will be tough. Really, really tough. I'll try to be supportive of him, but I have to take care of myself too. And then the top comment said, wow, OP, you're the hero. You're the only one in your family strong enough to put your foot down about the reality of this situation. And as a result, your brother can now get the help he needs. Well done to you. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Honestly, like L parents, if OP has been expressing this to you for a while now, how the fuck have you ignored it for 27 years? That just seems like a failure to parent. I can't imagine, bro. 27 years is insane. Yeah, from what I've seen, paranoia is usually more pervasive, but I don't know if mental illness has to make sense. I work with a population where schizophrenia is very common and it can show up in all sorts of ways, including internal logic that we won't understand. I mean, I can imagine that. Like, people come to logical conclusions that aren't logical, being exposed to environments for a long period of time, like a cult. So, like, I can kind of understand if there's a voice constantly in your head telling you certain things, to you, that would seem like logic. I have a friend that had a psychotic break and she got this idea of one of her friends trying to kidnap her for human traffickers. Bro, the brain is scary. Like, as much as it can be your ally, it can also be your biggest enemy, bro.